sorry to say, China is getting away with it. I doubt we are going to get that real independent inquiry into just how that coronavirus actually started in China, because China has stacked the deck. Yes, I know that everyone's talking about Australia being the winner today, with 62 countries now backing our push for this independent inquiry, which is being debated tonight by a meeting of the United Nations World Health Assembly. Now, our Trade Minister even said it wasn't too late for China to come on board as well.
I hope that China will participate. I hope China will come on board at the World Health Assembly, joining many other nations in supporting the obvious need for an inquiry into COVID-19, its origins, its handling right across the world, because we've had a circumstance where hundreds of thousands of people have died, millions of people have lost their jobs, billions of people have had their lives disrupted, and the least the world can expect is an inquiry that allows us to learn the lessons.
Now, they haven't yet voted on whether this inquiry will go ahead, but before we crack the champagne about this diplomatic victory, remember first what Australia actually wanted. It was an inquiry not run by China and certainly not run by the World Health Organization, whose Marxist leader from Ethiopia seems in China's pocket. And the World Health Organization actually needs to be examined itself for the way it played down this crisis, opposing, for instance, the travel bans on China that we and America put on.
There is no reason for measures that unnecessarily interfere with international travel and trade. If we invest in fighting at the epicenter, at the source, then the spread to other countries is minimal and also slow. If it's minimal and slow, what is going outside can also be controlled easily. So the number of cases, for instance, we have now, as we speak, 151, it's actually small, and it's coming only slow. So it can be managed.
How wrong could that joker have been? So the World Health Organization obviously could not run this inquiry. Our Foreign Minister, therefore, was right back in April.
We share some of the concerns that United States have identified in relation to the World Health Organization. That is certainly correct. I think it is about an independent mechanism, and I'm not sure that you can have the Health Organization, which has been responsible for disseminating much of the international communications material and doing much of the early engagement and investigative work, also as the review mechanism. That strikes me as somewhat poacher and gamekeeper.
Spot on. But what is, in fact, the proposal being debated tonight by this World Health Assembly, which actually oversees the World Health Organization? Yes, it does call for a stepwise process of impartial, independent and comprehensive evaluation, which all sounds good but slow, of the actions of the World Health Organization. Well, that's an impartial investigation into the World Health Organization. It doesn't mention China. China's not mentioned at all. So what about China and how this virus started there? Well, here is what the resolution goes on to say about that. It tells the World Health Organization, yes, the WHO itself, that it must continue to work closely with the World Organization for Animal Health, the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations and countries, to identify the zoonotic source of the virus and the route of introduction to the human population. Okay, so this resolution names 3 organisations to go and identify the source of this virus from animals and how it got to humans. One is the World Organization for Animal Health. That's chaired by a French scientist who last year praised China to the skies for its handling of the African swine flu epidemic. 2 is the World Health Organization, whose chairman, Tedros Ghebreyesus, keeps praising China's dictator. Not a word of criticism about how China initially censored scientists trying to warn the world of this new virus.
And side by side, you have started serious public health measures, and this is very important, and really we're proud that. And the other important element is the political commitment and your personal leadership.
That is World Championship suck-uppery. And by the way, that Dr. Tedros has just announced he's got China's dictator to come to address tonight's meeting. He's China's friend. But it's got another. That third UN body that will examine the source of this virus, the Food and Agriculture Organization, that's now headed by Xu Dongyu, who just happens to be China's former Vice Minister of Agriculture. How convenient. A Chinese official. And how China fought to get this guy into this UN job. The prestigious magazine Foreign Policy says China is believed to have written off $100 million of debt to Cameroon to get their candidate to drop out of their race, clear the way for their guys. And it allegedly threatened other countries to get their votes. Foreign Policy says that when it came to the vote last year, China instructed its supporters to take a screenshot of their ballots to prove that voted for China's man. Now, Foreign Minister...
I think in what is a very comprehensive resolution, you will see that the review is specifically referred to as impartial, independent and comprehensive. They are three factors which we particularly have sought.
OK, that was our Foreign Minister today denying we'd lost, because if this proposal gets up, the details of the actual inquiry are then still to be worked out. Yeah, well. I think all praise to the Morrison government pushing this so hard and against all China's threats. But don't hold your breath now for results.